As I requested, Rael takes me to Avrel's library. It's actually quite large considering the other buildings I passed on the way here. It looks like the Shah had a keen interest in gaining knowledge. I'm overwhelmed by the number of high shelves. Rael knows what he's looking for, though. He leads me to a smaller section towards the back, and I follow him to a shelf dedicated to plant life. He pulls several from the shelves and then sits himself at a nearby table. He invites me to sit down in the one next to him, so I take a seat and flip through one of the books that he's not currently using. The book is a Shaharan language encyclopedia of flowers. I scanned through it, not particularly interested in reading. Besides, if I looked at it too intently, Rael might figure out that I know Shaharan. As I turn the pages, the pictures begin to call up memories. They remind me of the field where I used to spend afternoons with Iden. It's sunny and the sky is a vivid blue, with the exception of the numerous rake clouds that spread across the surface. Iden and I watch from the long grass, occasionally pointing out an animal-shaped cloud as it slowly drifts by. It's relatively quiet, but Iden doesn't care. For him, it's enough that he gets to hold my hand. At the time, I was worried that he hated me due to the toy horse fiasco with Count Corbin. His father had even gone so far as to beat Iden with a belt, but it really should have been me since I was the one who left it out for the Count to trip on. I wondered if he was angry at me. I knew he had to be. I had heard him scream each time to belt him. God, I opened my mouth, wanting to apologize to him, but nothing came out. Instead, I just cry. Iden squeezes my hand affectionately. It's okay. I sob harder. You must hate me. I don't. But I like you, Lur. I like you more than anyone. How can you like me when I let you take the blame for something that was my fault? He rolls over on the side so that he faces me. This game has a lot of artwork. It's awesome. Because your lore. He says as this is a definite evidence. It says nothing at the same time. It says everything. I have so many faults, and yet Iden doesn't care. He has never cared. All that mattered to him was that I was there. I could be mean or nice or anything really, and he would still hold the same level of affection for me. Lore. Yeah? Will you stay with me when we're older? Huh? What do you mean? Well, I don't think we can get married since you're a boy. But I was thinking that maybe that doesn't matter. I think we could live together as if we were, even if we don't have the title. You want to marry me? Yes. But that's crazy, isn't it? I don't think that matters. I just want to be with you. Well, as the words come out of my mouth, I feel a little dirty. After all, Aiden is supposed to be equivalent to a brother. On top of that, he is a boy. I'm not really sure why that matters, but according to Aiden's parents and even my mother, it is wrong. Still, I push those thoughts aside. I don't care about those things right now. I want to be with Aiden too, so I'll go ahead and make a pledge. Aiden, I promise you that when we are older, I'll stay with you as a wife, even if it can never be official. Aiden blushes. Then he looks at me with a smile. Then I promise that when we are older, I'll provide for whatever you need as your husband. I awaken, realizing that I had dozed off. I briefly wonder if Aiden even remembers that promise. I think about it from time to time. I sometimes wonder if he would think the same way even now. Yes, I'm just a little too scared to ask him face to face. Rael is still patiently reading beside me. I watch his face as he examines each page until he finally closes the book and decides that it's time to go. He stands up, and I take that as a cue to get up from my chair as well. Did you find what you were looking for? No, not at all. Just more of the same. What were you looking up anyway? Dots. He debates telling me the answer for a while before finally deciding it's okay. Well, you know how I raided your tent? Yeah? I was looking for a flower called Aphosite's eyes. I thought you might have some since you can turn it into medicine. It might have been useful for soldiers. True. Aphosite's eyes can be used in a lot of medicines as a substitute for other ingredients, so it's pretty useful. It isn't usually a vital ingredient, though. In fact, I can only think of one case where it is necessary. Ajaras are snakes native to Grandoa's mountain ranges. They have a unique venom that can be cured by Aphosite's eyes. I Hold on. Sorry about that. Adra's poison isn't a huge deal for us Gradoans, though. It works fast enough in smart animals, but humans are fairly large, so it can take a couple of weeks to kill one. There's usually plenty of time to hunt down ingredients and make the antidote. I normally would carry some, but General Maris put a restriction on them. He laughs, but is out of irony instead of merit. In fact, he looks slightly defeated when I say it. Figures. Why do you need it? Oh, no reason. No, really, why do you need it? I take that to mean he's not going to tell me. If he needs Aphosite's eyes, then that must mean somebody has been poisoned. But that doesn't make sense. That poison shouldn't be a problem here in the desert. We finish up at the market and wind up back in Rahel's room. We talk for a while about mundane things, but eventually he stands up and excuses himself. Well, I'm afraid I have some private matters to attend to. I'll be back later. You're welcome to read, well, look at any of the books on the shelf, or you should just call it an early night if you wish. With that, Rahel heads out of the room, leaving me behind. I sit on the bed quietly for a few moments before curiosity gets a bit better of me. I can't help but wonder if Rahel's actions have anything to do with his Aphosite's eyes inquiry earlier. If that was true, maybe he was going to see whoever was sick. Instead of obeying Rahel's orders, I get up and quietly leave through the door. I head down the hallway until I catch a glimpse of Rahel's back. I slow down and hide behind a corner for a few seconds before continuing after him. He eventually enters a room at the far end. I hope to catch a glimpse of the inside as Rahel went through the doorway, but the room on the other side is dark and I can't make out anything. I move closer, trying to resist peeking as I listen in. However, there's nothing to listen to. Rahel is completely quiet. A few seconds later, Rahel exits the room and looks down at me. He's not surprised at all. He just looks slightly irritated. Rahel sighs. If you really must be nosy, just come inside already. Rahel ushers me into a darkly lit room at the end of the hallway. It takes a while for my eyes to adjust, but I am finally able to make out the shape of a body on the stone tab. Rahel approaches it and looks down upon the figure sadly. Hey. Our visitor. He's a skinny little white Gardon boy, but he's harmless really. Normally, I might have gotten a little irritated at the comment, but Rahel looks so upset that the instinct was overridden by the desire to pity him. Lore, this is my brother, Awel. Is he dead? I meant to ask, is he dead? But I couldn't get the last word out. No, not yet at least. The darkness slows down the poison, but it doesn't stop it completely. He still has a little time. Arel went to see the Grandalian General Maris to talk about creating a peace treaty. Turns out the good general wasn't interested in peace. He gave my brother a poison cup. Dang. It's a miracle that we were even able to retrieve him. Father didn't take the situation well, neither did the rest of the Shahurans. He decided to launch a bunch of surprise attacks on the Gradellans and destroy whatever he can. They've already assumed that they've lost their prince. So, Arel is the Princess Shaharan, and you really are royalty? I might have to be king if... Isn't that something you're supposed to want? I want my brother to live. I don't care about a stupid crown. I want my brother to be okay. I want him to grow up and find a pretty old ball and chain, have kids, and make everyone in why oh god, why am I mess up again? Happy. But what about the antidote? I know you've been looking into it. Yes, I just haven't been able to obtain one ingredient. Aphosite's eyes. One stupid flower is going to cost my brother his life. I let his response hang in the air for a moment before I realized something obvious. I can get it. What? Send me back and I can get it. I'm a merchant, remember? Yes, but haven't they restricted the selling of it? Yes, at the request of General Maris, but it doesn't affect me the same way it does other merchants. You see, I have a brother who is pretty high up the ladder, so to speak. If I want Aphosite's eyes, he wants Aphosite's eyes, and if he wants Aphosite's eyes, they wouldn't dare refuse him. So, can you really get them? That's what I'm telling you, as long as I can get in contact with Iden. And he should be headed towards the outpost with the other Gradon's troops, so if I'm there, okay. I've heard enough. I want to try. We're going now. As good as his word, Raoul whisked me away in the middle of the night on a camel. He completely disregards the fact that he's headed toward an enemy camp alone. I was just about to say something like that. The camel is tired, but Raoul spurs it on, promising a long rest and all the treats it wants when they get back. He seems more than a little desperate, but I think I get it. I would be exactly like him if Iden was in Raoul's condition. Then there's that time limit. I wonder exactly how much time Raoul actually has. We ride on for hours, and frankly my butt starts to hurt as I'm definitely not used to riding camels. Okay. Finally, I see the outpost within sight. Let me off here. You sure? I get off the camel awkwardly before responding. Raoul gets off too, but he's much more graceful. Yeah, it would be dangerous if you get too close. But I pretend I got scared off by that little raid of yours and only now found the courage to come back. If I return with that excuse, they might laugh at me a little, but I don't think they'll think twice about it. That way, I should be free to get back to you as soon as possible with the fire. Oh. From behind, I hear the sliding metal sound of a blade being drawn. I turn quickly to see Iden making a charge at Raoul. I don't have time to be shocked. I need to do something fast. I am going for Iden. Is this actually affect anything? But I have fun. I could die in this. If I pick this option. Whatever. I'm gonna be playing this again. I'm not sure if words would be enough in this case. I step in between the two of them and shut my eyes tight. Iden would never strike me on purpose, but I'm not entirely sure if he had enough time to back off. After a few moments of nothing, I decided it's safe to take a peek and slightly open one eye. Iden's sword is hovering about an inch away from my face. He mutters it weakly, and I could tell I had scared him. Still, my actions had stopped him, so I guess it was okay. I could deal better with a shocked Iden than dead Raoul. Nothing happened. It's alright, Iden. It's not alright. I could have, but you didn't. Now focus. I need to talk to you. Iden looks displeased that I've put a stop to his dialogue of self-loathing, but he looks at me, intently awaiting my words. This man here is Raoul. Raoul looks none too pleased with Iden, but I suppose that is to be expected, considering Iden just tried to kill him. Is he the one who kidnapped you? I rubbed my forehead. Don't make this difficult, Iden. Yes, he kidnapped me, but that doesn't really matter right now. It doesn't really matter. Okay. I need your help. I'm listening. I need a flower. Aphosite's eyes. You know that one, yes? I've asked you to get it for me before. Yellow flower. Small round leaves. Yeah, that's the one. For a moment, it seems like Iden is about to question me. I wouldn't blame him. He has every right to know what he's getting into. However, he doesn't ask. Instead, he shrugs off whatever questions he did have and thinks over a new idea before responding. 3 days. I can have it for you in 3 days. Is there enough time, Rel? Yeah, my brother can hold out for 3 more days. I'm sure of it. He's the strongest person I know. He has to. Iden stares at Rel, doubt crossing his face. Alright. Laura is safe with you. Rel is a bit surprised by the question. Frankly, so am I. I assumed I would be going with Iden. Yeah, of course. Wait a minute. Shouldn't I go with you, Iden? I would like you to come with me. However, it's probably not the best idea. If you come back with me, there'll be questions. General Maris will want to know exactly what happened to you. Rael glares at the mention of General Maris. It seems to have instantaneously put him in a foul mood. Iden seems to notice this, but he isn't surprised. He continues on as if nothing happened. That would take up time we don't have, and Maris would probably make it difficult for us to meet back up with Rael. I have a fair amount of freedom, so as long as I'm careful, just trust me, Laura. I will get the job done. I know you will. You always will do. Or, do you trust him? Iden nods towards Rael. He's asking for an honest opinion. I'm right here. I can hear you, you know. I look Rael over, thinking on Iden's question. It's true that we really just met, but there's something so inherently honest in Rael's personality that I think I can genuinely believe most of what he says. Yeah, I think so. Okay, meet me back here in 3 days. That said, he turns and starts to leave, just like that. No proper goodbye. It irritates me. I know we're in a hurry, but that doesn't mean I wanted our meeting to be all business. Iden, wait up. And I'm going to stop here.